This anti-truth relativism is at the heart of the trans activist movement. Now, let me give you a quote from a trans activist who has a 3-part series titled "Deborah So is Really Bad at Trans Science." Quote, "Nearly all anti-trans scientific claims are unsound, outright false, or plainly misleading, including those made by the foremost voices of public transphobia." Now, this really kind of doesn't leave any room for any kind of discussion. Anyone who disagrees with them is automatically guilty of public transphobia, or even hate speech. In particular, they disdain their fellow far-left activists in the feminist movement. Now strap in, because this is about to go comedically difficult here. It is the academic equivalent of let's say, a food fight at a seafood buffet. It's petty, it's dramatic, and ridiculously pointless. In fact, a food fight is probably more productive than the squabble that I'm about to describe. Remember, what you're about to hear is real. Transgender activists have become the sworn enemies of a group of feminists known as TERFs. Let's call them the Elks Club. They're trans exclusionary radical feminists. The TERFs are trans exclusionary because they disagree that transgendered women are actually women. Wait, before you go, "Well, I agree with that," which side's gonna win? In fact, they consider transgenderism proof of patriarchy. Like many feminists, they believe that gender is a social construct assigned at birth, the haters, and used to oppress women. So according to them, when trans women claim to be women, what they're actually doing is flexing their male privilege over women. Watch.
Women have been speaking out about this for decades, but we have been effectively silenced. Many women, like myself, have been pushed out of spaces that we built, spaces that are intended to include us, simply because we acknowledge biological reality.
Trans activists use TERF pejoratively with their brigade-style approach to online interactions. It's enough to make your head spin, quite frankly. Can feminists be pro-trans without being anti-women? Think about that one. How does the fluidity of transgenderism affect feminist belief in the social disenfranchisement of women? Do feminists abuse intersectionality to their favor? Is the patriarchy even a thing? If so, in a world of gender fluidity, where gender is social construct, what does something like, say, male dominance even mean? And what constitutes the end of the patriarchy? Well, it's hard to say. Yeah, I bet it is. Anyone who disagrees with trans activists, or modern feminists for that matter, become a target of that trans activist attack relentlessly. They use intimidation, even death threats, and demand that anyone who challenges them, doctors, counselors, biologists, sexologists, they must be fired and publicly condemned. Oh, I bet we're not going to hear from them.